All right, welcome back, Inebri-ites. This is Andy of the Inebri-art podcast, and we've been bringing back in some past guests that we've had, approximately a year or so ago. And to continue that trend, we brought back a group that was one of our top downloaded podcasts, Faith From Fable. Welcome back, guys.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, to go left or right around your radio, does that work? They do that on the Burns. So we have BJ, Eric, Chris, and Cody. So what have you guys been doing all year?
Putting in the grind.
Yeah.
We finally got a song out. We got a single out. And it's just a long process.
Yeah.
Like the way we're doing it, we're a buddy of ours, Chris Prendergast, is helping us out. He's recording everything for us. So like the drums were recorded like an apartment ago, and
approximately
everything else
one space ago.
Yeah. And so it's just a matter of lining everybody up for 4 people
With jobs.
busy
And,
schedules.
it's always the
Getting everything lined up. But we got the one song out, so I think we're going to rest on that a little bit.
We're working on it.
And,
Nice.
It's happening.
Yeah. What's the name of the song?
Sign of the End.
And for our listeners, I think, are we going to get a copy to attach to this, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
definitely, cool. So if our listeners want to hear that, they can just hang around for a few minutes. Or they can download it. I'm sure there's on
Yeah, we have it up
we
on our
have
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Yep.
Links to that on our
Nice.
Facebook.
So have you guys been playing out? I know you guys said sometimes it's hard to find a good place where you guys can, play a metal show, but...
Yeah.
Especially around here.
I mean, we've been keeping up with the shows, like not like all the time, but at least one every couple of months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We keep it
We had
semi-regular.
our home venue, which was 3065 Live in Wareham.
Rest in peace.
And they're not there anymore. So that was like one of our main places to go.
At least nearby.
It's the only place
Yeah.
left in Mass that we really graced with our presence quite frequently.
Yeah.
It's really more in Rhode Island.
Well, the thing
metal
is,
scene's
like,
all in Rhode Island.
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah.
people knew about the 365, so shows people would always go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like it was a
New
common, like
exposure.
there was shows all the time. It was
Yeah.
like a bit, you know what I mean? And like there's really, you got to go to Providence for that now,
Right.
pretty much. But it's not so bad.
I love playing in Providence.
Yeah, me too. It's great.
It's the people out there, the scene out there, everybody's awesome.
Yeah.
Always down to listen to new music, new metal, whatever.
Yeah.
Put your backpacks under your seats before you lock your cars, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Someone
leave any.
got robbed?
Oh, a couple times,
Oh,
man.
nice.
I was at a show a couple weeks ago, and my friend of mine got his. He wasn't even parked that far from the venue, and he got his window smashed.
Yeah.
For a backpack with nothing in it. You know.
I used to work for Home Depot, and we traveled from store to store. And one of the stores we had to travel to was the Brockton store, which is a total shithole. And I can say that because it was. It appeared on an episode of Intervention.
Oh, God.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
some junkie was shooting up heroin in the bathroom, apparently.
Good old Massachusetts,
Yep.
man.
But one of the guys I worked with, someone broke into his car, picked up his iPod, scrolled through his music, and then put the iPod back.
Well, had some bad stuff on there.
But it's like, you can delete it. I thought that was the strangest thing, but yeah.
Maybe he was just really curious, man. Just had to know.
So where do you guys play in Rhode Island?
This is a wonderful bar called Dusk on 301 Harris Ave in Providence.
You would love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
It's awesome.
Great aesthetic.
The walls are painted.
Inside,
The walls
like
are painted with murals and stuff.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Badass.
the sick,
Yeah.
Arachne spider woman on the ceiling.
It's like a weird, like,
it's a
gothic
weird
vibe, kind of.
Yeah.
Not really
It's-
quite gothic, but it's a darker vibe in there.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's not like one of those places where like you're gonna get turned away at the door if you don't have face paint on. But
And they let you do whatever you want in there. Like people
Oh,
can
yeah.
mosh in there. They don't try to stop it or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what
they
I
let
mean?
the
Like,
show go.
Yeah,
The
you can-
stage is like
you
a
can bring your-
6-inch rise with
Yeah.
some metal grates on the sides.
Don't forget the velvet chairs that are in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's very
Oh,
classy. It's
shit.
very
That's
classy.
awesome.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
they
very
got a
nice.
green room and everything.
Oh, wow.
The
beer
sound
for the
system is
bands.
actually awesome.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
give you a free. They
Yeah,
give you a free
amazing.
case. The show when they do a show,
Yeah.
all the bands get a free case of beer. They keep it
That's
in the fridge in
something
the
that is
back.
very, very
That's
foreign to
fantastic.
me.
It's-
Yeah.
it's- so there's
We're
really it's a
excited about it.
win-win, really.
Yeah, I don't know
Can't
why you'd
lose.
play anywhere else.
Exactly. But there's some other good ones too. around.
Jimmy's just good. I like Jimmy.
Jimmy's
I
in
love
Newport.
Jimmy's.
Jimmy's in Newport's
That's our
really
number
good.
2 now.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? That's hard to say which ones are number 1 on
That's
this
kind
league.
Where
of
else
my
have we
number
played
one,
down
just
there?
because it's more comfortable of a room.
Yeah.
We used to play
just a little smaller.
the DV8, but that closed.
Yeah, that became a bunch of different things.
Yeah, it's gone.
Do you guys ever play up in Boston?
No, really?
No.
Haven't broken into it.
It's hard to get a draw, honestly.
Boston's weird. I don't understand the scene at all. I know nothing. It's weird. All the bands that we know are from either Providence or from like Wareham area, like Bay Area
South
and stuff like
Coast.
that. You never, I don't know. You never really meet Boston metal bands. Really, it's weird. At least for us.
It's
weird.
Places
It's
to
weird.
Play. All that's up there is like clubs.
Because when you
There's
play,
a lot of rooms, but like they're kind of like higher tier rooms, if you know what I mean.
like you make a lot of your connections and shows through people that other bands and people that you meet at shows.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of the times it just happens to be those bands come from those places. And it
Right.
just
So
hasn't happened
you
for
don't
us
get
yet.
that kind of Boston guy that comes down to Providence.
Like, hey man, play a show with us here.
Right,
Like,
right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, we've never been there before. Like, you know, that's how we got into Dusk and other places like that that we had never played.
And I do feel like Boston probably gets more those either up and coming bands or bands that are kind of on their way out, trying to, you know, so they're draws, but they're not, you know, a big draw.
I hear they have a really booming hardcore scene, but I don't really know.
yeah,
I don't really know. That's what I've heard. Everyone always tells me, but I haven't been.
I'm out of the loop as far as that's concerned.
I mean, I'd believe it because the Boston hardcore.
Yeah.
comes out
That's what I'm
Boston.
saying. You know, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did you guys ever look into pins?
No,
No.
I don't think that
the
would.
look on your
But-
face makes me
no,
wonder
but
why.
you know what's funny is they have been booking like that tier bands that like
Oh yeah,
they had like Living Color there.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember.
which is crazy.
I almost went to that
Yeah.
last minute, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep my $20 or whatever.
But like I don't even know what kind of concert, like, because I've only ever seen it from like the mall side, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I know there's bowling lanes, but
It's cool. The problem is that it would attract a crowd that they don't want there.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
because like hardcore shows and metal shows kind of sometimes sync together, and if you start in like some crazy, you know, it's like it's a hostile environment. You know,
Yeah.
not all the time, but it can be.
It's definitely got that.
You know what I mean?
Preclusion.
and they look at that kind of liability factor. And
Exactly.
whatnot.
Like, like I'm not saying like
Not to
metalheads.
mention, even if the show sells like or 150 people come, that's 150 people in the mall who do not want to spend a dime in the mall.
Right.
You know,
Right.
They're just there,
Right.
clogging
Yeah.
everything up and
But Pins
smoking
doesn't
all their
care.
cigarettes.
As long as you're spending money at the restaurant, they don't care. You know?
I mean,
The thing is, it would have to be a reoccurring thing to draw a following and actually like
yeah.
yeah,
become
like
a
that
place.
do better with
Like,
cover bands.
I guess it'd be
Yeah.
cool to
Yeah.
play like a show there.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't necessarily think metal is really appealing in that scene, though.
No.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
I
that's
don't know,
the thing.
and that's the thing. Is like because
Not that I-
yeah,
I didn't-
Living Color is
If you were
still
an
a metal band.
If you were an
I
'80s
didn't-
tribute band, you could play there.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
talk
You know
to
what
the
I
guy
mean?
who booked
I know. I
the
got a
gigs
buddy
there.
in a Kiss cover band that I might turn.
No,
that way.
do they wear the face paint?
Oh yeah, dude.
that's awesome.
He's got a $2,200 getup. He puts
Wow.
4 hours of makeup for every show. They do like libraries and stuff.
They do. I'm sorry. They do what?
8-inch platform boots. And I don't want to speak.
Are they
for
a
the guy.
charity
He's great
band?
guy.
Yeah.
But no. But
No?
They just get all sorts of kinds of gigs and they play all the damn time.
Well, they are Kiss.
Yeah, they are.
Hey,
Ugh.
whatever.
Not to talk badly. I hate Kiss.
Yo, Detroit Rock City's a good song.
I-
come on.
They have like two
I
good
hate
songs.
Yeah, they got a couple. I'm with you. Like they're very corny,
Yeah.
but they got a couple of songs that rock.
They made it just past one.
I lived under a rock until I was like 22, so all the classics are just mysteries.
I feel like it's one of those things. They look cooler than they sound.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, I remember as a kid, I
Part of
used
their
to.
draw was probably just how jarring it was and how like just not connected to whatever was going on. You know,
Yeah.
you flipping through
Yeah,
albums of dudes with hair down to their shoulders and like floral print shirts holding a tiny little guitar, and then you get to like this demon face things coming at you.
yeah. It was pretty early when they showed up.
Yeah.
It was pretty early, and it wasn't like metal wasn't really like a thing. And that's the thing to remember about Kiss is they're a rock band. Like,
Right, right.
they're not a metal band.
but they look like a.
That's the
metal band.
problem,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what I thought when I was a kid too. And when I actually did start listening to them, I was like, "Oh, they're singing about love in like every song." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, okay, that's not what I expected." But
It's like growing up with them. It's like they were look wise comparative to like Slipknot,
yeah, no, yeah,
but
I can
like
see that.
sound wise.
Not so much.
Yeah, definitely.
We've never been able to get behind.
Makes
that
me wonder what we're gonna
mask
think about
concept.
Slipknot in
Face
20
paint.
years.
I feel like that's
Like,
got to be
those
a
guys were such
horrible,
pussies.
horrible existence too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's extra work, man.
It's a lot of extra work.
you got to give it to them though. Like no one knew who Slipknot was for like a long time.
The masks definitely was it appeal for
They
them?
didn't put their names on the
Personally,
albums or anything. Like no one knew what. I'm sorry, no one knew what they looked like. I guess
Yeah.
that's what I meant to say. No one knew what they looked like for like a really long time until they.
Didn't Tool do that for a while, where they like didn't really pose for photos and they weren't in their?
Well, they're
own
reclusive
videos?
anyway.
Yeah.
They go through like some type of authorization process with every piece of media that comes out with them. Like,
Yeah.
I can imagine there being a 10-page
They're like
contract for an
Nintendo. They're like the
Instagram
Nintendo
photo.
of
Yeah.
bands.
DMCA's and takedowns and stuff.
Yeah,
You didn't
exactly.
see me there. I wasn't in public.
Guitar Hero got it. They got a little bit of it.
Yeah,
it
well,
Tool
even
song?
in Guitar
There's
Hero,
3 Tool songs.
No
in Guitar
way.
Hero,
even in
one
Guitar
song.
Hero, you had to download them as a bundle, and
Yeah, that too.
there could be no actors on the virtual stage.
Yep.
Really?
The virtual stage is
An
empty.
eye in the middle of an empty stage, and that's your background track.
Thousands of
for your,
eyeballs.
But you know what though?
Yeah.
That's way better anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Than
they made it
watching
their own.
those
They made it very
horrible
unique.
fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those awful mannequins.
Yeah, it's so bad.
So, do you guys play a lot of Rock Band?
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to. Yeah, I mean, it introduced me to a lot of songs that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I
learned
kind of
to
felt
drum.
like that. Yeah.
When I was a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 13 playing
When he was a
Guitar
kid.
Hero.
God
Oh, yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, I'm 26, and I'm 26, man.
You guys are getting old.
Yeah, we're getting old now. We're old. We're a dad band now.
Yeah.
You're a dad band?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Most
I
of
was
our
gonna say,
career-
no one's a
most-
dad.
I was going to say, wait a
It's a
second.
term. It's a
It's
term.
weird.
It's a term.
Yeah. It's going to be like, holy shit, a lot happened over the year.
Yeah.
So you guys have like a side project too going on or something, right? Or some of you do?
These days.
Cody and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that about?
That's well, let's see. I think it started with Tom and Cheese, and they kind of we were playing at open mics and stuff, and they were like, you know what, let's start a band. So he was like, we'll get Cody on guitar, we'll get Chris on drums, we'll just start a band, do covers, like whatever, figure it out. And then we started to get together, and I was like, you know what would be an awesome addition? I know somebody who plays keyboard.
Yep.
So I picked Josh Hamblin. Josh Hamblin came in on it, and now we're a 5-piece band, and
You guys got like
we just
hours of material too.
we
Oh,
do,
yeah.
we have like
Oh, yeah.
we're up to like
We're a cover
we're up
band.
to like 40
Yeah.
songs now. We have about 40 songs, and it's growing.
Yeah.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, you guys were playing
Yeah.
at Speedwell a few nights ago, right?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
our
yeah.
most recent show.
Yeah.
That's when they
Oh, it was
closed
banging
down
man.
the road.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh yeah,
There's
Oh,
so many
that was
people.
Friday night,
There
right?
was so many
Yeah.
people.
Oh, God.
And it's funny because I'm used to
That's
playing
such a
shows,
disaster.
and I'm used to playing big shows, but playing at a bar like that is just it's so much different.
Speedwell.
I was so much more nervous for that show
Yeah, I don't know.
because,
I
like,
was
when you
excited.
play a metal show, you at least know that these people like your music, or at least generally like.
but
You
you gotta
don't know what
consider
you're gonna get
Yeah.
out of a reaction when you're playing with that, and people they're all drinking.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
they
crazy
want
and
to
it-
hear those songs. That's literally what you're giving them.
I guess
That's the point
I
of
just
putting
wasn't.
a band.
I don't know. I was
Did
just
you guys
nervous
play
because I'd never done
Wagon
it
Wheel?
really.
Yeah,
we did play
actually,
Wagon
we did.
Wheel.
Damn it.
I am fighting to take that out of the
Yeah,
set, and they won't
I
let
don't
me.
really.
There's no
I could-
free
They won't let me.
I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
but we
Get
should
rid of
definitely
it.
do a different country song, if anything.
I don't want to do a country song at all.
Other than Folsom, we do Folsom. You got to do Folsom.
The struggle.
I almost feel like Johnny Cash doesn't count as country.
Johnny Cash is the man.
Yeah.
That counts.
That counts.
That counts.
I mean, you could look at it that way, but it's kind of rocky too.
Yeah, it's a southern influence. It's
Yeah.
not like twang, but he's
Yeah.
No, but generally,
it's like a Leonard Skinner. It's like a southern.
we
rock.
do a lot of fun songs, yeah,
Yeah.
and we have a lot planned. Putting our own spin on things is something that we're starting to work on with some of these songs.
Yeah.
Some of the newer
Mashups
ones we're
and-
working on, and mashups and things like that.
Yeah, the way you guys blend a lot of those songs is
Try to keep it interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, more engaging than just you go to a bar and it's nice to hear someone play music, but like that's the thing about us. We couldn't play like it'd be weird to play like during the day or something with like.
I mean,
We're not like a background band. It's a very.
I feel like some
very
songs
much
are-
a lot of energy.
It's a show.
Yeah, it's a show,
you're not
right?
background music.
Exactly.
Ah, that's
exactly.
interesting because like a lot of times you go to bars and it's background music.
That's what I mean, and that's like we don't do that on purpose. It
wanna-
just kind of came out that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, some people, I guess, want to hear exactly how the song goes, but like, why not make it your own way? You know?
Right.
You know,
So we
it's-
try to change. Like some songs, yeah, sure, just leave it as it is. Sounds
Right.
fine. Like what's
Right.
up, 500 miles, and
The
things
old
like that.
apartment and
Old
stuff,
apartment,
yeah.
yeah. Leave it as it is, but we can definitely tune up some of the other songs.
I feel
Make
like
it
that's
funky.
really the best. There's two ways to do covers: is to play it exactly as it's supposed to sound, or do a completely different take. It's the people that kind of try to walk that middle line where it sounds terrible.
like Thriller.
that was weird, but it kind of worked.
We
It
did
works.
one
It
cover
works.
Yeah.
one time, and it was
only
Thriller.
cover,
It was
yeah.
So
for a
much
Halloween
about it.
show that we played at the 3065, and it was great. and everyone loved it.
We did get a good reaction out of it.
So Faith from Fable doesn't do any cover songs at all?
That's the only one we've ever
That
done.
Thriller.
That's the only one we've never done it since then. We'd have to brush up on it. We don't even. That was a while ago.
I don't even
Nah,
think we
very
could,
simple.
we could pull that off again.
We don't need to.
Who needs
Let's
it?
just watch it.
I mean, I would like to do some covers eventually someday, maybe, but it's just
Yeah.
not something we really like focus on. You know,
I'd rather spend our time writing and honing the skills that we
Right.
have.
Yeah.
than
forming.
just
Yeah,
doing
But I feel
covers.
like it's a pretty common thing. Like I've seen not a lot. I've seen a few bands recently, and I feel like even they do like covers. Like I saw Jane's Addiction last summer. Was it last summer? Yeah, it was last summer, and it was right after Joe Perry's heart attack, and they dedicated a song to him and played the song he played when he had his heart attack because he never got to finish it.
Oh, shit.
And I can't, life of me, I don't remember what it was, but it was like classic rock song. So,
Oh, yeah.
which is super weird to see Perry.
I mean,
sing
I'm
rock.
totally not opposed to it. Like, I would
Yeah.
love to do like a Gojira cover or something
my
like
God.
that. You know
If
what I
we, if we
mean?
covered something, we'd
That'd be
we'd
badass.
probably swing way heavier than lighter.
Oh, I mean, might as well, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're a metal
just
band. Might as well
Lamb of
cover a
God,
metal
man.
song.
You're not going to cover like Justin Timberlake or something?
I mean,
I feel like that'd be fun.
no one would
do a Disney.
No one would know.
I think that's
Mulan.
what we should do.
Mulan, please.
Yeah.
Get
what is
me
this?
I'll make a man out of you, man.
Faith No More. Faith No More used to do all sorts of stuff. Like they would cover like Nestle commercials and
Something silly.
Eric can do the
If I'm going to
choreography
do a
now.
cover, I want it to be like.
I'd never make you do that. I'd never
That's
make
why
you do
Thriller
that.
out. You know.
Yeah.
Get me out.
It's fine.
I'm
You just
just
have to
kidding.
sing it. It's cool.
I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
kidding.
just yeah.
No Disney song is easy to sing.
We'll
man.
just bring it up.
Oh
to
come
like-
on!
They're crazy sometimes. It would be cool though.
Or
but
you
I'm
can
not-
sing it. I'll
Yeah,
play
you
the
can sing
bass.
it.
All right, fine. Got a deal.
All right, cool. That'd be good. First time ever.
First time for everything.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what's the next show you guys got going on? Do you have something planned or
Yeah, we have a show December 29th.
summer 29th? I don't
It's a
know.
Friday
I
at
don't know
dusk.
if that'll
At
be
dusk.
up before this, or I don't think this will be up before that. I should
Can
say.
be.
I'm not sure.
That's all right.
It's gonna
What?
be a good show.
Maybe.
Well,
Great show you guys just had at dusk.
Yeah.
If,
Well, we're not on till like 11 o'clock, so you got time.
Oh yeah. I don't mind staying really late though at dusk.
Yeah.
Those are always late shows, and it's always fun to be there and hang out with the people there.
They're always late. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like everyone kind of hangs out there because it's like a lot of bands make a trip to go out there, so
Yeah.
they might as well hang out.
Definitely.
and so you guys get like a good group of like people that return and
Yeah, sometimes.
like fans. I guess they call them fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are these fans of which you speak?
Yeah.
It's weird. You got to promote like if you have enough time and promote the hell out of a show, you'll get people to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like sometimes it's tough because you never know. You really never know if people are going to show up or not.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a lot to ask.
a lot of
for
band
people
friends will
around
come.
here to drive
Your band
all the way
boys
out
will
there.
come. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
But you know,
Do you get like a lot of like other like kind of is there like a mutual thing where like you go to some other band show and they come to your show, that kind of thing?
oh, all the
Oh,
time.
yeah,
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 absolutely.
yeah.
Most of the audience is made up of musicians. At
Yeah.
most of our
It's like a
shows.
respect thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Nice. So what was is there like a story behind this new song, and was there some sort of inspiration or
The single?
yeah?
Yeah. It's I'm just blanking on it.
I got it.
all right. Cody, take the
I
ball.
mean,
Pass it.
it's loosely based around the Book of Exodus,
Okay.
basically. And that's basically it.
yeah, just a little narration,
Yeah, you know,
old Egyptian style.
It's where the two humps joke came into
the
play.
two humps thing came from.
The two humps.
Camel crew.
Camel
Not-
has
not one
become
hump,
the
two
camel has become like our unofficial official
Mascot,
animal
yeah.
mascot.
His name's Ollie.
Two humped camel specifically.
Yeah, get these
Because,
one hump camels out of here.
It came.
Wait, one hump's a dromedary, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
We
I
only
mean,
fuck
they,
with the Bactrian
they're
camels,
humps,
right?
man. And this two.
What do you call a camel with no humps?
Ain't no
Humphrey.
camel.
Humphrey?
Humphrey.
Jesus.
Dun-dun-dun.
See, that's the dash.
Okay.
That is that.
Two-hump
is
camel
that
is a Bactrian camel.
That's
Oh!
what Eric said.
Not
Hey.
The other
I
one's a
just pointed
dromedary.
out
I know
Camel
my
facts, you
physiology,
do,
yeah.
yeah.
So why camel?
dromedary.
Well, it's funny because the song's not at the end. It's one of the first songs we wrote. It's like the third song we wrote or something like that. Fourth. And back to the 365. The song towards the end just has this really long kind of
Very atmospheric.
atmospheric
Yeah.
Egyptian style-y kind of groove to it. It's very long and kind of goes along. And we used to always joke with the crowd and be like, like Eric would say, like imagine you're on a camel in the desert. Or no, not a camel in the desert, and you have no water, and you're drinking. And then one time,
a little world.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Some kid yelled up at us after he said that, like 1 hump or 2 humps,
and it just broke me. Like I laughed.
Yeah, and we were like,
I was trying to be all serious and like mysterious, and I got a giggle, and I was like, all right, fuck it.
We kind of did
2 humps, motherfucker.
Yeah, we were like 2 humps, and our friend Chris Prendergast kind of like picked up on it and like started saying it all the time. And we ran with it, and we ended up just kind of became a thing. And it's funny how it really has become a thing in our music scene. Like
people we don't know come up to us after our set and say 2 humps.
Yeah, and like Chris and I, we all have our own little like handshake for it. It's like a pound. Yeah, do it right now. 2 humps. There you go. And it's just funny. It's stupid, but it's just hilarious, and we love it.
The thumbs up in the band chat isn't a thumbs up; it's a camel.
Yeah. I wish I had one of our shirts here to show you because we have a shirt out. And our friend Anthony from, I'm blanking on his, Pitch Canker.
Yep.
His art page, and he's amazing, and he did the art for it, and we specifically said, hey man, it's about Sign of the End, it's about Exodus, Egyptian stuff, put a camel in there. Mm-hmm. Do whatever you want. And
it has to have 2 humps.
It came out,
it
came out amazing. I wish I had one to show you. I should have brought one, I didn't think of it.
You guys have to send me a picture.
Yeah,
on
definitely.
the SoundCloud, if you look it up on the SoundCloud, we have the art.
Yeah.
That is the art for the shirt. I'm sorry,
yes. For the shirt.
That is the art.
So, why Exodus?
I don't know. I like that book. I'm not really religious anymore, but I like the stories, and Exodus is really cool. Like the song, about the plagues, and the death and the firstborn sons and everything like that. It's very thematic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And the betrayal and stuff like that. It's just I don't know. Made a good song, man. Made a cool.
So how
cool atmosphere.
When you guys write a song, like how does one of you guys come up with a lyric or a riff, and then like the other guys build off of it, or is there like
usually Cody comes in with a riff, and we base what we're doing around it.
Yeah, it's
not all the time.
Not all the time. It's kind of random. Sometimes, I mean, some of our songs have been formed from jams. Some of them have come from just me coming with stuff. Sometimes I have like only one part. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I got this one riff and this one verse riff, and that's it. And then we just figure it out from there. And sometimes back in the early days, I had a couple of songs fully written, but for the most part, we write them all together now. Just, through jamming and
somebody will come in with a little jam or a little idea, and it just kind of catalyzes off of that.
Basically, honestly, from when Sign of the End started, which the shitty laptop recording is on SoundCloud.
It's there.
Go
if you want to
listen to that first.
It's structured
like
the same.
Our main structure.
Listen to the single and then listen to our first cut of it.
It's structured exactly the same.
It is.
It just sounds.
It's our main structure, and we sort of just kind of made tweaks along the line.
Yeah.
So like I remember one time I was sitting, I was with you. And I think we went to Ruska's house or something, and him and I were like hitting it heavy on the blunt, and we were listening to this one jam part, and I was like, "Yo, you said this song's about Exodus, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We should have Eric speak passages of the Bible from Exodus and make it brutal."
Yes.
That's where that came from.
Yes.
But, like, there's a little monologue.
It's seriously, it's a slow build, and like I think even now, we're still like slowly tweaking it just a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
And especially makes it more interesting when you listen to the single or you listen to that early recording,
right?
And how it sounds live.
Because it almost shouldn't sound exactly the same.
Exactly.
Like
you want it to
the live experience should be something different.
Right.
So, are you guys worried about pushback from religious people?
No,
not at all.
Don't give a shit.
Do not care. It doesn't.
Never encountered it.
It doesn't explicitly. It's not explicitly talking out against it. I mean, we do have some songs that kind of do
reference to the
but it's
tales.
Right. And
most of our songs are from the perspective of the people in the story.
Exactly.
If you know what I mean.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like a
we
telling
don't write
of the
and
tale.
pass judgment on things. We more write from the perspective of things. If you know what I mean.
Exactly.
This is what happened.
We're not trying to preach anything.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
Is that where the band name comes from? Faith from Fables?
Essentially,
yeah.
Faith from Fable.
It's a quote from
it's a quote. It's a quote. It's actually a line from an Alice in Chains song, but that song is about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So basically, the whole first album is loosely based around like religious situations of turmoil.
Yeah.
You know what I
any
mean?
situation of oppression and suppression. Of
Exodus.
Salem
witch trials.
The forced Christianization of Europe.
Yep.
The Vikings, the Cold War, I guess. Cold War had religious undertones to it in a way. Cause
you're not even a drummer, man.
Soviets. I'm sorry. I was tapping with the listing.
What is Fushimi based on again?
Fushimi's based around the siege of Fushimi.
Okay.
Which was a battle in Japan, in feudal Japan. The
time of Sengoku.
It was during I believe it was during the original Unification War.
So Cody's clearly into history.
If anyone here, if anyone listening to this knows what they're talking about, I'm sorry. I haven't. It's been a while since I've looked that up. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. Yeah. But I know the Secret Fushimi was a real thing, and that's what the song's about. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, are the rest of you guys into history as well, or is?
Yeah,
I do love history.
Yeah,
I do love history. Yeah.
But we're branching out for a lot of new material that we're working on.
Some love songs.
Oh yeah, some ballads,
some rock ballads.
Absolutely.
Prince Tracy.
I think we're just getting a little more vague.
Yeah,
which is good though. For atmosphere.
I think we're definitely going for a much more dark and ominous.
Yes.
Much more moody, much more listenable, in my opinion.
More intimate, I would say, too.
It's not as niche.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because,
that first album has its sound.
It does.
It's very cohesive in its sound. All the songs have their own cohesive things, or at least that's what we were trying to go for. But, I don't know. We're not necessarily turning over a new leaf, just kind of diving a little deeper.
We didn't really write the songs to go together specifically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they were all written.
The first 9 songs
they were all written on their own terms. We didn't think about the other songs when we were writing them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Where's now we're trying to
cohese our songs a little more. Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm gonna play the old man card. Back in my day, I remember bands would work to get a demo, and then try to send that out to get radio play.
Yep.
And that's not really much of a thing anymore.
Not really.
So
most of it's done online.
So what's the play? What do you do with that single? Do you put it out on SoundCloud and
we're putting it up, for free.
Basically, you just
Facebook
advertise
posts.
the hell out of it. Basically, is what you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
You advertise the hell out of it. Put it everywhere you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On every streaming site you can get it on. And if you can make CDs, that's great. And sell them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't expect to get it into retails and stuff like that.
Right.
And you can't play metal on the radio anyway. Really. Unless it's a local radio or an online radio.
I was
Or a
just
pirate radio.
I was just trying to think
Cam.
of where I would go to buy a CD now.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
Exactly.
I buy all my
sell them at Walmart anymore?
I haven't. I bought a lot of local CDs from shows.
Yeah.
But that's about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's
But,
about it, though.
I mean-
Because you're like, oh, yo, man. Because you don't know how long those are going to be around for. When you see a local band,
if
you don't know how long that band's going to be around. You don't know how long those CDs are going to be around. So if you want one, you might as well get one now.
Yep.
Well, and you got things like Spotify and Apple Music. It's why would you go out to the store and get
Yeah.
a CD when you can just pay a subscription monthly and get access to
And that's-
basically everything?
And that's why
Except for Tool.
I think it's so important when you're in a
pedantic
band.
pieces of shit.
Tool, dude. But I think it's important that when you're in a band now, especially a band like us or a metal band in general, is you can't really expect to get a huge payout from it.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
if you do get famous and you start doing stuff, it's not the same, man. You know what I mean? It's you got to do it for the art.
The era of superstardom for superstardom's sake.
Exactly.
Is
commercial, dude. We're not and besides, you have to be a little bit. These days, it's hard not to get anywhere unless you're a little bit commercialized.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
And
it's a
that's the sad
business
part
you got to
about
run.
it.
The people that get the most exposure and have the most success are the ones that work hardest at that game.
Right.
They're not the ones that work hardest in their music or their writing, and that's not a bad thing or a negative thing. It's just those guys that just tour 180 to 200 days a year.
You got to be able to market yourself. And
That's something of itself.
That's how you do it. That's the
You
key.
have to want to do that in order to succeed at that. And a lot of bands where no matter how good you are at making your music or playing your shows and stuff, a lot of bands just don't want that
Yeah.
nowadays.
Or they can't.
Yeah.
Or they just can't.
swing
Yeah.
it.
You know what I
And the
mean?
interesting thing is, you see things nowadays where people have achieved the ability to tour with all sorts of things, not even just music anymore, based off of their YouTube or their online presence.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's you just kind
That's
of
like
cut-
Angel Vivaldi and Yvette Young and stuff. They
Yeah,
just
you can
blew
cut-
up on YouTube.
It's one of the biggest media outlets around.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
can cut out the record
free. Yeah, it's still
companies
free. Still
and it's just amazing. I've seen so many tours lately that kind of defy classification. It's not stand-up comedy. It's not acting. It's not music. It's something else.
Kind of a performance.
Yeah,
it's on stage.
The dude from Mythbusters is touring with a YouTube guy, and it's all about science. And then
just like a presentation.
yeah,
Like lectures. Then.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the way
kind
you can look at it.
Leisure lectures.
Remember when we almost went to that Tyson lecture and we didn't go?
Yeah.
No,
we
Neil
should have
deGrasse
went.
Tyson?
We should have.
We should have went. We
Yeah,
almost
should've
went
gone
to
to
a
that.
lecture from him in Providence one time. And
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened. We should have went.
He's a beautiful man.
I love him.
Alton Brown was down in Connecticut, I think, and I wanted to go see him.
Don't go to Connecticut.
Yeah, I don't like
Don't go to Connecticut.
Well, I'm not. First of all, I agree, but Alton Brown's super cool.
Yeah.
Man, I used to love going to Connecticut when I was younger.
Why?
I never did.
Me and my dad used
Before
to
you learn what the world was,
right.
what bad was. No.
Dude, honestly,
I just don't like Connecticut.
When we saw Alice in Chains in Connecticut, I honestly didn't like it because you can only buy one drink per purchase.
Foxwoods.
So basically, yeah, I bet. No, but that's the state law.
Yeah.
You
At
can
venues and stuff. You can only buy one drink. Like, you know how you go to a Bruins game?
You can't,
you can buy two.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like, you can only get one. So I was like, what the fuck? I'm just going to take
because you
got to
go in your seat if you want to. Yeah,
go to the back of the line.
Right, yeah.
And drink this, and then get another beer, and then watch the show.
Dude, I remember you missed the first song, and it was the song you wanted to hear, and I was like, oh, Chris.
I got to see it the second time we went, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, Alice in Chains, who was singing at the time?
Duval, William.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, we're not old enough for that.
No.
Come on now. Lane died in
delete,
2002 or
erase
something
the
like
whole
that,
fucking
2001. Come on, man.
Damn you guys.
I was in like 5th grade.
Oh, hush, old man.
So, we've actually lost a fair number of rock people this year. Like,
Yeah.
Have you found that affecting you guys at all?
I mean, they go when they go.
It doesn't really affect me.
They've already planted their beautiful thing on this earth. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's really affected me.
I mean, there's only a few artists that if they died, I would be like, oh my god. Like, you know what I mean? It's only a few.
Yeah.
And most of them are already dead, so.
Yeah.
The older I get, the less I tend to revere my musical idols anyway. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting sour and
Slowly desensitizing.
mean.
Old man.
Cynical.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It is sad, though.
Obviously, it's sad. Yeah,
It is sad.
Yeah.
Because these people change people's lives, and you know what I mean.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
revered, and they're amazing, talented people, and it's just sad to see anyone like that go.
Like, the one that, like, I think I thought about the most was Waylon. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was a huge Stone Temple
yeah, I
Pilots
love
fan.
Stone Temple Pilots too.
But, like, I saw Stone Temple Pilots play, and then, he did Velvet Revolver, and then he kind of did his own thing, and then it's like, the more you saw of him performing, like, it was pretty bad at some point.
Well, dude, he was
like,
using on and off like the
yeah,
whole time.
he was a real mess.
It's
at some
amazing.
points.
I'm surprised. I don't want to be this guy, but I'm surprised he lived as long as he did.
Yeah.
With that, because most of the bands from that era that had problems like that died a long time before
Yeah,
he did.
yeah.
You know,
But
So.
it's I don't want to say that
but he was amazing though. man.
it's like, is it better to go out on top or
I don't know, not like
Better to
that.
burn out or fade away.
Oh, Def Leppard.
I mean, is it better? That's
Go out with a bang.
that's a multifaceted question, man.
No, I mean, I don't know. Live your own life, man. Do whatever you want. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Some people don't have a problem with killing themselves that way, I suppose.
It's one way to go.
Depends on what you want. If you want a long life where you get to sit down at the end of the day, then
I mean,
maybe a whole bunch of heroin and being in the media spotlight is't the way to go.
realism has to sink
But
in.
if
at
you
some
want to be
point.
the biggest fucking thing ever,
Yep.
then I don't know.
It's part of the price you pay.
Yeah.
Well, it just goes to show that like money and fame doesn't really solve all your problems.
Oh,
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
More,
No,
if anything.
yeah.
Like, as Chris Cornell, he killed himself, and I mean that guy definitely didn't have a problem with that. Like,
Yeah.
clearly his issues were deeper. You know what I mean?
and I think every band has its issues. I mean, do you guys ever have infights or
Very rarely, really. We work most of our stuff out.
We might bicker during a songwriting process, but it's not
yeah.
like we're like being mean to each other. We're just like
doesn't-
debating
it
and
doesn't cross
debating.
that
and
line.
It's a reasonable civil thing. It's
Yeah.
it's just debating, or you know what I mean.
I wouldn't even call it debating.
discussing. I guess
Constructive,
yeah, right.
criticism. Is
Yeah.
But it doesn't
It's
turn
just
into a
the,
fight.
I think it's just the frustration in playing music in itself. It's music, learning music, trying your best to like do everything perfect
Right.
is tedious in itself.
yeah,
This is,
especially when you don't know what you're doing yet, and you guys are all trying to figure it out.
right.
Something
yeah.
might not work, and you're like, ah.
Or there's like
You
something,
know what I mean?
there's something
Like-
in your head that you're trying to express to
Because it's
them.
very easy to get thrown off by
Yeah.
what someone else is doing.
And the harder
You know
it
what
is
I
to
mean?
express what you're trying to say, get out. Like it becomes like you start working on the song, like you're working with Legos, and then like halfway through a little, you're fatigued, and you start working with Mega Blocks. By the end of the process, you've been jamming this one section for 4 hours, and you're playing with those fucking blocks at the doctor's office that are all sticky from the kids. And,
And then one of you just has to stop the whole thing.
Yep.
And
One person stops,
Someone
the
just
whole thing's
stops,
done.
and everyone's like, okay, it's time to stop.
yep.
Yeah, but that's like after the third time of stopping and then getting right back in.
Yeah. Yep.
It's an arduous process.
But sometimes you just jam for
Process,
hours, and
bro.
it's amazing. It's not even like a...
Yeah.
Just happened.
Oh,
Yeah,
those gems
sometimes
of a
it's
day
just-
where everybody's phone's dead, so nobody can record anything, and nobody has anywhere to be. That's the best jam day.
And we got a case, we got a fridge
Yep,
full of
case of
Rolling
Rolling
Rocks.
Rocks.
Yeah, you know.
So do you guys have plans to put like a video together?
Yeah.
We
Yes.
have
Yeah.
loose plans to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
Plans.
a friend, Josh Goodman Media. Shout out, he's amazing. He's a photographer, and him and Lexi Peru, another
Name
photographer.
sounds super familiar.
He's from around here. They both are.
He's got a delicious red beard.
Oh, he's great. He's an amazing
I
man.
think I know. Or
He's an
have
amazing,
met
beautiful
him.
man.
Yeah.
I love him.
He sounds super familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might probably seen him.
Yeah.
You've probably seen him. But
No,
they
no,
want
no.
to do a live video for us.
Yeah.
We just haven't really. It's not the time really to do that anyway. But when the time comes, we'll definitely.
Because you guys
do
don't
it.
have like a camel suit yet.
If I don't want to do something like that until the album's like
Spoiler alert.
out.
Oh, sorry.
You know, because there's not a lot of with one single out. It's not if like we have the album out, we'll be heavily promoting that. And,
yeah.
it'll be the perfect time to put out a video because a
Yeah.
video needs to be. It's a video. It needs to be watched. You know what I mean? Like people have to go out of their time to watch it. They
Yeah.
have to want to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna seek it out.
Yeah, you don't want to just like put out a song with just a video and be like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The song
Point of the video is to give you a taste of
Like
one
I'm
more,
not really
I guess.
into music videos anymore. I don't know about you guys. I mean, they're cool for what they are, but like they've pretty much passed their purpose. I think
Yeah.
for the most part.
Well,
For the most
yeah,
part, they're still
it's-
useful. They're still useful in ways, but
Do you know what's really interesting is I heard the other day why that is, and there's an
Why?
actual reason
For what?
and it makes sense why MTV doesn't play videos.
it's not popular anymore, right?
They can't market it.
It's not with the
Yeah, I guess
You
not.
can't track ratings based on music videos because they're
makes a
so
lot of
short,
sense.
and then they can't sell advertising time.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's profitless.
Because like,
Yeah.
because
The
they used to do
long-form
they
stuff
used to do
makes
like
them more
hour-long
money.
blocks of just music videos.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you would go and you'd watch like, oh, I like this video. I like this video. You turn it off and go
Exactly.
to something
Right,
else,
right.
and then you
Yep.
come
Yep.
back. And
It's a good point.
You can't track the ratings of it. It's
good, yeah.
And yeah, I'd heard like because you're always like, oh, it's stupid. MTV doesn't play music, and then you heard that, and you're like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It'd be cool if they had more shows focused around music then at least.
Yeah.
It's all sitcom. I mean, not sitcoms. I'm like reality shows.
Dramas. And,
Yeah, reality shows.
There's some channel, and I can't remember what it is because I don't watch a lot of TV. So usually, if I watch something, it's just because I stumble across it. But they played like live concerts.
Yeah,
Live
I remember
concerts?
that.
Yeah.
It was like Palladium or something back in the day.
Maybe and
The Palladium.
Not the Palladium.
Not the Palladium.
It was a channel.
because
on,
I
like, cable
I
or something.
saw.
I think they
I
still
haven't had
have
cable
that.
in like
Who the
5
hell was
years.
it? It was like there was a band on that I hadn't heard in a long time, and they had a completely different lead singer. I couldn't.
It's always jarring.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
kind of like, whoa,
Who are you?
But it was like a '90s grunge, you know.
I saw.
Could be Stone Temple.
Was it Alice in Chains?
One of those
Could be Alice in Chains.
concert channels.
They got a black
I
dude
saw-
singing for him now.
Yes.
It was Alice in Chains.
Yep. Yes, they do.
I remember seeing one of those concert channels, a Matchbox 20 concert.
Oh my God.
That my stepdad was
How
watching.
very brave of you to.
Matchbox.
I know, right?
What's
yeah.
wrong with Matchbox 20?
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just surprised.
you know,
Random.
When you
I
can't
don't
find
know. It
Nickelback
was-
on,
No, those are not.
Come on. I would rather listen to
I
would rather listen
What
to
I'm
Matchbox
saying
20.
is, it opened my eyes a little bit to the fact that they're musicians. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
like
You
seeing
heard
a live
past that
band-
one single.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
When,
Right.
when you watched,
Right.
I don't know. I feel like any band could have that kind of revelation with somebody.
Yeah. I
I
actually
didn't
had.
just, dig through my closet for my dad's Rob Thomas gear,
Yeah.
but I could enjoy it for what it was.
I had a experience like that where my ex wanted to go see Candlebox,
Huh.
and it was on the tail end of our relationship, and the last time she'd seen them, she'd gone with one of her best friends, and her best friend died in a car accident the next day, and they'd met the band that night. So they came around, and she's like, "I want to go see them." I'm like, "All right, let's go see them." And I'm like, Candlebox, I have no desire to see these guys. And then she's like, "Oh, I got the tickets." I'm like, "How much are the tickets?" She's like, $70 a piece. I'm like, "What? For Candlebox?" And she's like, "Oh, it comes with a CD and backstage passes." And
Oh, she got like a special package.
yeah, and I'm like, "Fine, whatever, I get it." And they were really good,
yeah,
like really good, and it blew me away because I only ever thought of them as like kind of like a one-hit wonder, but they put on a great show and they sounded phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And all access passes are pretty dope. Because it got to the point where I was like, let's see where we can go. And
how all is this
yeah,
access?
and it was like there was some dude standing by all these seats that were like roped off, and I'm like, "Hey, can we go in there?" And he's like, "Yes." And you're like, "Yes, I can." And they were super nice people. Drummer, really short.
Really short.
Like
most drummers are.
Borderline budget.
I'm average.
Yeah. So let's see. We talked about video. So you're working on more of an album. Do you guys have like a goal date in mind for that album?
No. I mean, we just finished our single, which is one of the 9 songs.
Yeah.
And it's taken 3 years.
We're awful. We're awful at this.
So, like...
This whole album is probably about 45 to 50 minutes of material.
Is it called Chinese Democracy?
No.
Oh, man.
We'll put that in the suggestion box.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Camel Democracy.
A tribute
Closer.
to Chinese democracy.
Oh, God.
No. But it's not that we've been writing it for 4 years. You know,
Yeah.
it was written within the first 6 to 8 months that we were a band, and we've just been sitting on the material, playing it and playing it and playing it and honing it down. We just haven't recorded it yet.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing we did that, though, because the songs are way better now than they were then if we recorded them back.
If we had recorded them right when we wrote them, it would be a rough show.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just a matter of life, you know. I mean, you guys have regular jobs, and then you got to like work around that shit.
Oh yeah. There are no rock stars anymore.
No.
You know?
Nope.
No, who was it? The lead singer of Cake. I heard in an interview, and he was like, I know like touring bands that have to work jobs.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it's just not like it used to be.
Nope.
Yeah. And it's not even like the record companies are making money because it's all.
Yeah, it's all
You know,
It rips everything off the internet, too.
Yeah.
I mean, CDs are just becoming obsolete like everything else.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you get onto like Spotify and you get your 2 cents a download or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know about all those streaming services, man.
Is he my age?
We're going to have to put our shit on Spotify.
He's like,
I'm
goddamn interweb!
I'm the old guy, I guess.
Spotify is necessary these days.
It is.
You need it.
It's just-
It's the only way. Or any of those services, really.
Yeah.
You want to aim for all of them.
I just hate putting myself like on a
I
platform
work
that I
on
don't
that.
personally use at all.
What? I'm sorry. What was it?
I don't know. I just have weird
but you gotta
hang-ups
reach.
about it.
But you gotta reach other people other
Yeah.
than you.
No, I know.
Like you're not
I know.
reaching you because
But it just
You've
feels
heard it.
weird. It feels a little weird hating the whole idea of Spotify and like just the shuffled random songs and like you might like this. It grates against me. Like I can't. If I listen to music, I have to listen to a whole album, start to beginning. Like,
Yeah.
I can't
Well, you
do this.
you can do that on Spotify.
Hit.
But you have to pay
this
for
band,
it,
this
though.
band.
You do have to
this
pay
band.
for it, otherwise it shuffles everything. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if
and
you don't pay for it, it doesn't.
I can't do shuffle, man. I can't do it. So just thinking about like what our song could be sandwiched in between, just kind of gives me weird hang-ups sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's just my ego. So sorry.
I don't feel like the only
I know
guy
what
here
you
anymore.
mean. I do know what you mean, especially when the songs are supposed to go together.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
no, it makes sense.
Because that drives me crazy when I'm listening to like a shuffle of a playlist that I made
Yeah.
or something, and a song comes on in the end. I know what's coming next, or I know what's supposed to come next. I'm ready
Like a
for
Dream
it. and
Theater
it
song or a
doesn't
Coheed
happen,
song
and
or
you're
some
like,
song.
Well, I mean that depends on the band too. Like Coheed, Cambria is known for like having like themed.
Yep. Big
which-
concept
yeah.
albums that all flow into each other.
But there's other bands, you know, that
Yeah, I know.
don't really require such. Van Halen, not so important.
Van
You
Halen
could
also
listen to those
probably
all
doesn't
separate.
require Spotify.
Well, yeah, they were just kind of the first band that popped into my mind. I don't know why.
well, it's one of those things. You do that on purpose. Either you do it on purpose, or you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like an artistic decision in a way.
So, do you prefer like albums that are concept
Absolutely.
from start to finish?
Almost everything I listen to. Just not even like it's not even like I seek it out. Like I tend to gravitate more towards bigger pieces. Of
I do
music.
enjoy cohesion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it makes the album more of a piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily a collection of songs, but its
Almo-
own thing. Its own an album, a work of art. You know what I mean?
Most
Its
of
own
my
piece.
favorite albums, I don't know the names of the songs.
I'm like that too
I
with
don't
a
know
lot
where
of
they
stuff.
fucking
Yeah.
start or end. I
Yep.
just know I like this album, and roughly here in the YouTube slide bar is a nice part.
You're just letting it play. You don't even check it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know the names of the song. I don't know the words.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to check. Like, oh my god, this song's so good. What is this? And you're like, you listen to an album for the first time or something.
But that's valid because I feel like there's like bands that have like, okay, this might be my favorite song, but this album of theirs is perfect.
Exactly.
You know,
Yep.
like I was always a big fan of the Jane's Addiction Nothing Shocking album. It's probably one of my favorite ones, and it's just something about all the way all the songs fitting together, and it's just
Yep. Just the flow of the whole thing.
It just
kind of
works.
creates something greater than the sum of its parts.
Right.
Right.
That's what I strive for.
So let's start with BJ. What's your favorite band?
My favorite band.
Oh yeah.
That's hard.
Music.
I'm like all over
Guitars.
the place all the time. It's kind of hard to say what a favorite would be. It's forever changing.
Well, like,
I know what you mean.
what are you listening to right now? Like, what is something that's...
Like random ass people on YouTube. Like one dude in his room that's like, check out this 8-part song that I wrote. And so, I love
It's
the
the
people
only
who
video
just-
on the channel. Yeah, 2 subscribers and 500,000 views on that one video.
Yeah, and I'm one of them subscribers.
Just in
I
case
love
he comes
that
out with a
stuff.
second one.
Yeah.
So you find like some really good artists, man, because it's like they're clearly just doing it because they want to do it. Dude's
Right,
sitting,
yeah.
in his
My,
house.
my kids got me into Frog Leap Studio.
What's that?
It's a dude. He's like from Norway or Finland.
Frog Leap Studio.
It's familiar. It sounds what it is, though.
He
Is it one of those that, like...
he covers like pop songs.
Is it the
like
dude with
they're
the really thin blonde hair?
yeah, and he's got like crazy
Did,
goatee.
Wake Me Up was one of the covers. I think I know who you're talking
Maybe.
about. No, it was like the
Can't wake up.
Avicii or whatever.
Like the one that
Like,
I
wait, he did like a metal cover of that, and it's
Yeah.
actually pretty interesting.
Okay.
And
Like-
the drums, I think you would like the drums on it.
the one that I kind of sticks in my head is he did, covered a Gorillaz song,
Oh, that's different.
and the video is him in a bunny costume, kind of like running and dancing through a mall. So it's fucking nonsense,
Perfect.
but it's compelling. Like it's really good. Yeah, so I'd check it out.
Get those views, man.
Yeah. What about you, Eric?
It's tough, man. Like, I don't know. I could pull one of my usual blanket bands in and just be like, I'm a huge Coheed and Cambria person. I'm a huge Tool person. I like Dream
That's
Theater
funny.
a
All these
lot.
guys said you're a huge Tool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Gotta get a bigger toolbox. But I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of weird Eastern European stuff lately.
Yeah.
Weird bands that I can't pronounce that have no names in English and stuff. I've this one playlist of I'll put on one album that I like and I'll like let it just YouTube run its course and show me whatever it wants to while I'm sleeping, and then when I wake up, if it's a really good album, I'll like save it to the playlist, and I have just this long cascading playlist of just Eastern European black metal that I have no idea what any of the bands are.
YouTube takes some very interesting
YouTube
turns.
does. It does. It meanders its way through.
I found so much stuff.
And you
Yeah.
can train it, too.
Yeah.
If you get a new account, like, if you try to use your YouTube account that you've had since 2006, it's going to show you all sorts of bullshit.
It's terrible.
But if you start a new YouTube account, so this is what you do. You
And I've
get
gone down the
system.
rabbit hole on like
Oh,
an
yeah.
odd night, maybe a little half in the wrapper, where you just start watching like something really
Yep.
stupid, and then
I
for the next
hate
6 months, it's like
videos.
you want to see this, and you're like, I don't want to see this.
You ever
Yep.
get stuck in the Illuminati reptilian wormhole?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember
Yeah.
that fucking
Oh, it's so laughably.
the chicken bus? DJ?
Oh, my God.
Chicken bus.
Flat Earth
Oh my God,
shows
the
up on my
chicken I forgot about.
chicken bus or
Yeah.
bus.
We don't
everywhere.
need to get into it.
Chicken
We don't need to get
everywhere.
into that. It's fine.
So for our listeners, YouTube chicken bus.
Hey guys,
And let me know how horrible it is.
He's got to
cluck
cluck
with
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke. It's going to stay an inside joke.
Chris, what are you listening to?
That's just like the same thing. It's always tough to say because I'm always learning about new bands, and I mean, if I were to say like a band that I could always listen to and enjoy would be like System of a Down, Tool.
Are they working on a new thing? I thought I heard that.
They should be.
Yeah,
I don't.
I thought I
mean,
heard that.
I
I
know
could be
they-
just making that
I
up.
know that they play. They still play.
I thought I heard something too.
Yeah.
But I've been digging pretty deep into a lot of like progressive instrumental metal. So, but I just throw like same thing with Eric. Sometimes I just throw in a playlist and just listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Don't even know what the name of the song is. Don't know who the band is, but
Yeah.
it's awesome.
You just let it go.
So yeah, I just let it go, and I have a huge love for instrumental things in general.
Yeah.
But just to have the technicality with metal and even some rock songs, just the technicality that I really enjoy. You know, I'm big into music theory, and I love, not that I'm the greatest with music theory. I feel like I stopped in college at like music theory too, but it's the complexity that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to know the names of everything to understand how
Right.
cool it is.
Yeah. But
And last but not least, what was your name again?
Man.
Cody's the only name I forgot. Oh,
Come
of course.
on now. You can call me Goldilocks. But I'm kind of in the same boat as these guys with that one, because it's like, it's one of those things where, yeah, I have those bands that I can always go back to and that I listen to for my whole freaking life, and I'll always love them, and they'll always be one of my favorites, like Alice in Chains and Typo Negative and things like that. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like the older you get, and the more music you find, you kind of transcend and you like change and you start listening to weird things.
Appreciations go.
Yeah, it's like I listen to a lot of local bands of all genres.
Yeah.
All over the place. A lot of the bands that I've met, and I listen to a lot of like bands that are like, internet famous, but they're not rich or anything. They might not have millions of followers, but they go around and they tour and you catch them when you can. You're like, hell yeah, like
Dada.
like Dada or fucking Thou.
Yep.
Or
Thou's
like,
playing with screaming females, and I need to go.
That's a weird.
That is the weirdest.
Yo, we're going.
The weirdest combo
We're going.
I've ever heard.
But,
of.
like-
I took the day off from work already. It's in like
when is it?
it's in like February.
Oh,
or
okay,
something.
just let me
I don't
know. Let me know
It's-
ahead of time.
It's a
I'll
while
be
away,
there.
but holy shit, that's gonna be a
That
weird
is gonna be cool.
show.
But I'm into a lot of, I don't know, man. It's into a lot of weird shit. It's like one of those things where it's like, if I had listened to the stuff that I listen to now, and gave it to myself 6 years ago, I would have hated it.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
I'm in that boat.
This is either way too much or way too little for me. You know what I mean? But I feel like I just appreciate the atmosphere and mood of a song. You know what I mean? And how it makes you feel.
Nice.
Whether it's from being heavy or being light or whatever.
The vibe.
The vibe. Yeah, exactly.
So you guys are going to send us the song so we can include that here.
Yes.
Yep.
So if anyone wanted to check you guys out, you said you're on SoundCloud. Is there a Faith From Fable website?
Not a website. We're running off of platforms right now. So
Okay.
we have our Facebook has links to our SoundCloud, and
You have an Instagram.
And we have an Instagram.
And Instagram.
There's also a link
Instagram.
for that there.
and so it's all through that, and we post semi-regular updates on as far as where shows are going.
Tour
or
date. Yeah,
You'll know about
yeah,
it if
dates
you
and
follow
stuff.
it. We
Exactly.
post
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Hit that little bell or whatever it is. The
bell?
notification ring.
That's YouTube.
Like us and follow us. And
Seriously, guy.
trying to make
check
it
out
look
all
like
our
I know what I'm
pictures.
talking about.
Come to our shows and hang out.
Yeah,
You know-
come out to the shows. Say
Have
hi.
a beer.
Come have a beer. We'll give you a sticker, man.
Come by the band.
You know.
Yeah,
Show you
Yeah,
appreciation.
why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Buy
haven't
us
been buying a
beer.
beer in a while.
You could be like Bill and buy a round of shots.
Oh man,
Take a picture up on
Bill
stage
Dick.
with
Picture
you.
of beer. Yeah. Always got to go with the picture of beer.
That's right.
or 2 bottles of Jack that he opens with
my
his
God.
teeth and dumps on his head.
Blood all over his face.
Yeah,
Oh,
Fantastic.
that's another band
an
guy.
animal.
That's
That's a
an
whole,
animal.
whole other level.
Cronivore shout out.
Chronivore brutal.
But thanks for coming in again, man.
Of
course.
Good to
Yeah,
catch
thanks
up
for
with
having
you,
us.
and it's 6 years when the album's ready.
yeah.
And,
We'll let you know.
Yeah, it's
I'll
been-
bring one by the retirement home.
Wow, you can edit that out, right?
This is one of
He
those.
can. He's not gonna.
It's not that I
Yeah.
can't. It's that holy.
Oh.
No, I'm not.
Cody, I'm gonna forget Eric's name
I can't
next
shake your
time.
hand.
Yeah, don't shake my hand.
I was
I'm
just
getting
saying,
over a
this guy's
Yeah,
sick.
for anyone who's
This
shaking
guy
hand.
is sickly
Yeah,
and
nobody-
old.
So-
wants to touch Andy.
Story of my
Not
life. Yeah, so thanks again, guys. Everyone buckle up, and this is their new single called
Sign of the End.
2 ups.
Two hooks.
All right. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts. There's the Bar Talk podcast. There's Old Colony Cast. And, of course, the Inebri-art podcast along with Jam Packed. You can find all those on Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. If you're on some sort of service and you can't find it, let us know, and we'll help you out and or add our podcast with that too. You can contact us at Inebri-art@yahoo.com and follow us on Facebook as well as Twitter at Inebri-art. And feel free to send us some tips, ideas, advice, hate mail, whatever it is, you can get us there. And again, thanks for listening.